Good morning, fam. How are you doing? Today is a wonderful autumn day here in Lithuania. It's sunny outside and I think of going windsurfing. However, there's one slight issue. It's a little bit cold outside. Let me show you how cold it is exactly. It's 4 degrees outside. Basically, what it means is that since it's midday now, it's not gonna get any warmer probably, perhaps 1 or 2 degrees. So I'll have to employ all my knowledge of sailing in cold Lithuanian climate for the past 17 years and really dress up well and do some other tricks. So I thought I would share 10 cold weather sailing tips with you. However, it's important to know that the preparation for cold weather windsurfing starts while you're still at the comfort and warmth of your house. So make sure that you make some hot tea or other hot drink of your preference to drink when you are a little bit cold after windsurfing session or in the middle of it, just to warm up a little bit more. Tip number 2, dress like you're going to the bloody Arctic Pole, right? Because the last thing you want to do is get cold before you start windsurfing. So take out your warmest winter jacket, put on like 10 different layers, gloves, hats, shoes, 2 shoes, whatever. You want to stay as toasty as possible before you get on the water. So put everything you own onto yourself. So now that we are at the beach, let's talk about some essential items that you need when windsurfing in really cold weather. So first is an aqua pack for your phone, so that you have a way to reach rescue services or your friends or your family if you do get in trouble. Unlike in warm weather, you don't want to be waiting for a long time out on the water to get help, because hypothermia is a real danger, especially in temperatures below 5 degrees as I'm windsurfing in today. So you definitely want some security of having a phone to call help. Okay, so next on are items that are gonna keep you warm. So first and foremost, something you don't wear in warm water or warm weather and you definitely need in cold weather is shoes. So I have 2 pairs of shoes. One is 3.2 millimeters and the other is 6.5. Basically, when the water is around 6 to 7 degrees, I would switch to the 6.5 millimeter ones. Up until then, I'll keep on going with my 3.2s. They still provide enough warmth, and especially when you're foiling and you're out of the water most of the time, the shoes, even the thinner ones, give you enough warmth. So yeah, basically they're good enough and you don't need the extra bulk that is given by the thicker shoes. And the next item is something you really hope you don't have to wear, but once it's below 10 degrees, yeah, you pretty much can't go without it. It's gloves. So my personal favorite is open palm gloves, since they give you quite a little bit of warmth, especially if you put them on properly, like that. But they still leave you, as you can see, with the open palm. So basically when you put your hand on the boom, you still have pretty much normal grip as you would have without any gloves on. So that is really nice. And if your hands do warm up and you feel like you don't need the extra warmth anymore, you can just take your fingers out, keep them like that on top of your hand, and they still give you a little bit of extra warmth, and then you have the whole hand to hold the boom like you normally do. So a really great item, and I do prefer them to the full-on fingered gloves that you can put on, and they give you more warmth, but then you lose all the feeling on your boom. So yeah, this is what I recommend. Next item on the list is a poncho, an essential item if you don't have a warm place to change, like a clubhouse or something like that. It's basically the only chance of not freezing your balls off, so definitely recommend on getting one.
Face it, there's no going back. My eyes are fading.
Okay, so final, but probably the most important piece of gear for cold weather sailing is a wetsuit. So I have an Iron 6.5 millimeter wetsuit that is perfect for cold weather condition. And yeah, basically that wetsuit alone gives me enough warmth to go even in these really cold temperatures. This wetsuit also has an integrated hood that is really interesting to put on.
I'm not gonna live like that.
So basically, once you're packed into this, you feel like a toasty in an oven. Super warm, super comfy, and yeah, all around nice. And so yeah, that's my first recommendation for cold weather wetsuit. Another option is that you can get a full dry wetsuit. I had friends who tried them and who use them, and they really enjoyed it. I personally haven't tried one, and this is more universal if you want to go surfing, for example. Okay, I'm just gonna take this off so I can talk properly. However, if you don't have such wetsuit, or it's too much of an investment for you, you can make it work with thinner wetsuit as well. So in the past I used to sail with a 5.3mm wetsuit, but then I would combine it and layer it up. So below the wetsuit I would put on neoprene shorts and a neoprene t-shirt that I would use for sailing in summer, and then on top of the wetsuit I would put on an impact vest. So that all together gives you quite a bit of an additional warmth. There's one thing that you're missing, and that is the hood. In the winter you lose most of your warmth through your head when you're wearing a wetsuit, because that is the only place which is not covered, and it's really important to cover it up. So an integrated hood like that is probably your best option, but if you're going with a thinner wetsuit that doesn't have one, I really recommend getting a hood that you just put on top, or in the worst case scenario, a neoprene beanie that is still gonna give you some extra warmth. It's snowing again. Always an experience when that happens. I hope I'm not close to you actually, but probably I am. So I think it's kind of snowing. Sometimes it seems like it's even hail, but yeah, it just hurts a little bit when you're going upwind and the snow or hail is hitting you in the face. But cold-wise, I'm fine. I put my gloves on, so now even my hands are not freezing anymore. I'm back on the shore, alive and warm actually. As you saw, the session was quite interesting. We started with really light wind, then the wind increased, then it got rainy, then snow started falling out, then a little bit of hail. So proper autumn cold weather session where anything can happen. But yeah, thanks to my gear and all the tips that I shared with you, I actually stayed nice and warm. At some point when I was sailing like that, my hands started getting cold, so I put the hands and fingers inside a glove just like that to get extra warmth, and that worked really well. They defrosted in a couple of minutes and I was nice and toasty again. The only problem when you have the gloves like that, they do squeeze down your circulation of blood a little bit, and therefore it's harder to grasp the boom and pump, for example. But other than that, everything was fine. Final and 10th tip for you guys when you're windsurfing in cold weather: if you do have to stand on the shore for even a few minutes, you definitely need a jacket like this one, a neoprene jacket that you can put on top of the wetsuit and protect you from the wind, rain, cold and everything else. I think I actually lied to you, it was the 9th tip and not the 10th, and since I want to make it sound top 10 tips, I'll give you 10 tips. So the final and 10th tip: once you get home, make sure you get into a hot shower, because even if you feel warm after a session, you might have frozen a little bit inside, or your feet or your hands or something. So getting a nice and really hot shower for like half an hour is the best thing you can do. So thanks for tuning in to this tip section of my channel. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Adios.